Alright, good morning everybody. Hello and welcome to my first stream of the day. How's everyone doing? I hope I find you well, and I welcome you all. Today is Thursday, the 20th of August, 2020, and I am Darkside Phil. Hello, hello. Hope you're all in a good mood and ready for some fun this morning. Now, let's get started. Alright, let's get started by explaining everything going on here. Today is going to be a different kind of streaming day because, number one, no ongoing kind of mainstream AAA playthrough today. You know, we've got no Ghost of Tsushima, my Nier Automata playthrough I'm not really working on right now. Today is actually going to be a more laid-back day, okay? It's going to be a very chill day. No real, no game that's going to be stressful, to say the least. Not to say that there isn't a little bit of challenge in Paper Mario today, but definitely a more relaxed attitude for the games that we're playing. Two RPGs, although arguably Paper Mario The Origami King may be more of a puzzle game and exploration game than an RPG. And there's good reason for that, because already some people have said, why are you doing this today, Phil? The schedule, normally you would balance a mix of, say, an RPG with an action-based game or something like that to have variety on the streams, and today you're doing a double RPG day with Paper Mario The Origami King on your first gameplay stream and then Fire Emblem Three Houses on the late stream. And also, I mean, let's be honest here, we know it's going to be a concern of attendance because we don't get the kind of attendance for RPGs like we do for other games on the streams, right? We all know this, that you take a look, people don't show up usually as much for RPGs. And in addition to that, let's be honest, contributions and keeping the Vest streak alive, right? Today may be a challenge. I'm being very honest and upfront with all of you. You know, it is a concern with a 250 Vest streak celebration scheduled for this coming Saturday. It is a concern for me that, am I going to hit the Vest streak both streams today when I'm doing all RPGs, okay? We'll see, and we'll talk about that in a moment, of course. But there's a very good reason why my stream schedule is different today, all right? And allow me to explain. The first is because, excuse me, you guys have been asking for more Fall Guys. You guys love it when I play Fall Guys. You find it very entertaining. Usually stream attendance is pretty good. And you guys tell me play more Fall Guys. So I want to do that, but in order to do that, I got to shuffle the schedule around to make more time for it. And Fall Guys, admittedly, is more digestible in shorter streams. And what I mean by that, it really works as a night stream of 2 hours, because by the time that I finish with a night stream of 2 hours, I'm starting to get a little bored of it, because you played a lot of the stages over and over. If anything, maybe that's something they can definitely improve with Fall Guys, is guaranteeing more variety of stages. Because, for example, last night, I think we played Jinx probably about 12 times, while there were certain stages we didn't play a single time in the 2-hour session that I did. Okay. So that being said, I need to make more time for Fall Guys on the late streams. And Paper Mario is a game that I've been playing on the late streams. So, if I'm going to make time on the late stream, that means I need to play Paper Mario another time. So, that's why it's an early stream today. Okay? Now, in addition, you guys may not even realize this, but Paper Mario has been out for a month. Yeah, I know. Time has been very weird this year with COVID-19 and everything screwing stuff up. It's very hard to even have a concept of time these days. The game came out the same time as Ghost of Tsushima. The same day as Ghost of Tsushima. And Ghost of Tsushima is a game that I played over the last month and just finished, you know, nearly a month after release. So, here we are almost a full month after its release, and guess how far we are into Paper Mario? Well, the game has 5 worlds, and then a big conclusion at the Princess's Castle. We're in World 3. Alright? If you take a look at the amount of time that I'm actually in the game, we're only about 20 to 25 hours into it. I say only, but, you know, you see what I'm saying? It's a very lengthy game. It looks to me like it may be upwards of a 40-plus hour playthrough. So, here's the thing. We're playing it as a night stream because you guys have actively told me, you know, you should do it as a night stream. This is not a game that's going to hold major attention as a main gameplay stream. And so play it as a night stream just like other RPGs that you play. So I have, because of that, the game has suffered, and we have not gotten very far. Thing is, I really like the game. Like, if you actually watched the playthrough, I actually really enjoy the game. I think the writing is quite clever and funny, and there's some really interesting gameplay mechanics with the puzzling of moving the characters around when you fight. And also, the bosses are all completely unique, and I like the mechanic of having to search around and solve puzzles. Like, there's a lot of things about the game that I really solidly enjoy about it. But that being said, like I said, it's an RPG, it's a first-party Nintendo title, and sadly that just kind of spells a recipe for disinterest among my mainstream viewers who come here for action, action, action. Okay? And I know that, which is why it's been a night stream for the past month. But I need to make more progress in the game. Why? Because very soon, within about 2 weeks, all right, we're going to start hitting the new releases for the fall gaming season. Okay? And these new releases are going to be very, very, very in demand. People are going to want to see me play them. And if I'm doing 2-3 new releases within a week, how on earth am I going to still be playing games like Paper Mario? You see my point? I'm going to need to be balancing the streams just for the new release content. How in the holy hell am I going to be continuing on with Paper Mario? Okay? So I basically need to get as far in Paper Mario as humanly possible as I can before we get to September. So that's why I'm doing it as a main gameplay stream today, and very likely one day next week I will probably do it as a main gameplay stream as well. Alright? At least I'm hoping. Today, playing 3 to 4 hours. I'm doing another night stream of it over the weekend. It's another 2 hours. And then maybe another major stream and night stream next week. So if you do the math there, it's about 11 to 12 hours of gameplay. I'm hoping we're going to finish up World 3, get into World 4, and maybe even finish World 4 by the end of this month. Okay? Because then, if we only got World 5 in the conclusion, alright, maybe then we could do it as a night stream once a week or something. And we could finish it up within like a month, you know. But see what I mean? Like, here's the problem. Here's what happened this year that really threw things for a loop. Normally the summer is dead. Normally the summer has almost no new releases at all. But because of COVID, a lot of weird stuff happened this summer. We had a lot of games getting delayed and coming out months later. And so that usual lag time that we have in the summer to do this kind of stuff, everything came out at once. So here I am playing the hell out of Ghost of Tsushima, you know, and it's just too much to going on. In fact, if you guys remember, there used to be chill streams of games like Morrowind and Minecraft. Those have been on the back burner for over a month, and I couldn't even tell you guys when those are coming back at this point. You know, we're so backlogged on game. Right now, ongoing game playthroughs, I've got Ghost of Tsushima I just finished, thankfully. And I'm going to be doing a final stream of that this weekend to get the platinum. But we've got Nier Automata, the complete run that I'm doing, and I'm doing the side B story right now, which is very interesting because it's very, very different from what you were told in side A. In fact, basically everything is a lie from what I can understand, and it's very interesting in that regard. So I'm doing that, and I still got to finish my side B run, then do a full side C run, then do the D&E ending. So we still got a ways to go in that. All right, we got Fire Emblem Three Houses that I'm more than halfway through, but who knows what I'm going to finish since I'm only playing it like once a week. Okay. Now we got Paper Mario that's been an ongoing playthrough. And people are demanding that I do something different for the daytime streams. So this week, on Monday, I'm either going to be starting up smaller indie-style games like Samurai Jack or Battletoads, or I'm going to be starting up a playthrough of Batman Arkham City Remastered. Alright, so you see my point? There's so much going on right now. And then, of course, Fall Guys. Amidst all of this stuff happening, any other summer, Fall Guys would have been like a game I would have been playing a ton because there's nothing going on and you guys would have demanded it. Well, I'm already in the midst of like 5 playthroughs. You see? Crazy. Never happened. Never happens. It's always slow during the summer and I'm actually struggling to find content for you guys. It's the complete opposite this year. Okay? So, that being said, I'm not sure what's going to happen the next few weeks. Okay? But I'm going to do my best to cover everything. But that's why today is such a weird streaming day. And admittedly, there may be another day like this next week where I do Paper Mario as the main stream again to try to get as far as I can before September hits. Okay? So just to let you guys know, that's kind of the deal. That's what's going on. So Paper Mario is the main gameplay stream today. Later tonight, Fire Emblem Three Houses continues, 2 hours of that, and we're in the midst of a new month and everything, so that's fun. Now, admittedly, these games are more relaxed, not a lot of action going on, and these streams, both streams today, will hopefully be focused on interaction with you guys. I want to talk with you guys and hang out and have a chill time, but that means I need buy-in from you that you're going to hang out with me and pay attention and interact and not derail the stream, because I hate to say it, a lot of the times when I do RPGs, and in particular when I play an RPG on the main stream, people tend to have their attention go somewhere else. You start talking about sports, you start talking about politics. These are topics I'm not going to be talking about or addressing on the stream. And next thing you know, the stream's completely disconnected from the viewers. The viewers are doing one thing, I'm doing another, and then basically the fun factor of the stream goes away. All right? I'm going to be honest, this happens a few times, and it frustrates me as a streamer, because I'm trying to get further in the games that people want to see, and I'm trying to make progress. So I have a day like today that's a little bit oddball, and I hope that the people who show up to watch the stream understand it's going to be a little bit oddball, and you're willing to kind of hang out with me and interact and have a good time, rather than saying, well, I don't like this game, so I'm going to sit here in the stream chat and complain that I don't like this particular style of game that usually is not a mainstream, and whine about being bored and then derail the stream with off-topic stuff. I hope you will not do that. All right, I'm being honest here. I am nervous about it. I don't want that to happen. I would rather us have a good time and just hang out here on the stream, okay? Also, the Vest streak is still running. 246 straight streams where we hit the tip skull, and the Vest streak is still alive. And again, being honest here, I'm nervous about the Vest streak, because I would guarantee you guys, because I'm playing Paper Mario as a main stream today, we're going to get less attendance, which of course means less possibility that someone might contribute. And with the 250 Vest streak celebration scheduled for Saturday, with all the things I have planned, including live Q&A, a live DSP Tries It, of which I have an idea of something that I think I want to do that could be pretty good, a reveal live on that stream, possibly, well, not possibly, well, definitely going to be playing some Fall Guys during that stream, and then see what other time permits. With all that schedule for the stream on Saturday, it would suck if today we get thrown off and the streak ends, And honestly, normally I'm not too worried. On a main gameplay stream, I'm usually not too worried about it. I'm like, man, it doesn't really matter what I'm playing. Usually we hit the Vest streak, without much difficulty. But today, I'm nervous, being very honest with all of you. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if we're going to have individuals who really like this game come out and say, wow, thanks for doing it at an early stream at a rarity. Let's support it. Or we're going to have people just coming in and saying, this game sucks, we're bored, and then everyone's disengaged, and you see what I mean? So, I guess we're going to see what happens, all right? I would hope that there will be people to come and support this kind of game, especially because people tell me they're really liking the playthrough, they want to see it continue. But contributions are not mandatory on my streams. I'm not asking for anything. The Vest streak is something you guys created and have supported for almost 5 straight months. And I really do appreciate it. The whole Vest thing has become a part of the culture of the streams with so many emotes and everything that have to do with it. And I'm really appreciative. And I said this, I was talking about this last night. Right now, all right, being honest, you guys might have noticed I don't really talk about financial stuff that much anymore. It's because you guys have supported me so much this year, there's no reason to. I don't have to talk about, oh my God, something crazy happened, I need to do an emergency fundraiser or anything like that, because you guys have been so supportive of me in 2020, all right? If this continues, it's kind of like the opposite of what it used to be. It used to be, oh my God, Phil's freaking out, he needs to make ends meet, hurry up and support him. Instead, it's going to be, wow, maybe Phil can actually afford one or both of the new consoles later this year. Maybe I can start to improve things for my streams, like getting rid of this stupid couch and getting a chair and getting maybe a green screen set up behind me, possibly getting a new webcam. These are things that I'm considering doing. Sorry, I hit the mic by accident. These are things that I'm actually considering doing. If things continue to go this positively and this level of support you guys have given me this year are all making these things a massive possibility. When in previous years it was like, damn, I can't even consider even doing a single one of those things because I can't afford it. Now it looks like I can because of you guys. All right, so I want to say up front, thank you so much for the level of support. Thank you for the positivity on the streams. Thank you for everything this year. That's why When people say, Phil, if you don't care about the vest streak, why do you advertise it? Why do you talk about it? I do care about the vest streak. Now, I don't want the vest streak to be the end-all, be-all of my streams, of course. My streams are here to entertain and to interact. I want to be here and hang out with you guys and play games. That's the reason I'm streaming. And by the way, when the vest streak ends, the streams will not. The streams will live on and continue, and we're going to keep putting out fun, meaningful content every day together here on the streams, right? But the vest streak has been so positive for me that it looks like it could actually turn things around and make things positive in regards to improvements around here again. I mean, how cool would it be if I could actually cover both major console launches this year, just like I did many, many years ago when things were different, right? Back when I was making ridiculous amounts of money on YouTube and I could afford all that shit. How cool would it be if I can do it again? I mean, that would be amazing. You guys would love to see me live unbox the consoles, walk through the dashboards, see what games are there at launch, play the launch games, right? That's what it's all about. And it looks like I'm finally getting back on track for that. All right. So that's why, honestly, a day like today is so different from a normal streaming day, doing an RPG like this on the first stream. That's why I'm nervous. Being honest and upfront with all of you guys. That's why I'm nervous, okay? I'll be honest with you again. Another reason I'm nervous is because of annoying fucking chargebacks that have been happening recently. I got 2 more this morning. Now, the good news is these are not out of the blue. Basically, at the end of July, a certain asshole who will remain nameless came to my streams and put in a whole bunch of false tips that we pretty much knew were going to be false tips. Like, we knew they were not going to be legit. It took them a while because what they did is they filed these with their credit card company. And it takes a while to process those formal claims. But now they're all hitting. In the last week, I've had several $100s of tips be claimed back in an attempt to charge me back. And I'm fighting those right now with PayPal. And I might win, I might lose. I don't know. It seems like usually over the last few months, I've won most of them as long as I provide all the possible information to them. Saying, here you go, I'm a live streamer. Here's evidence of my streams. Here's the evidence of this guy who did it under this IP address, did this kind of fucking tip. And by the way, I don't have anyone's IP address. It's just that Streamlabs tracks that data. Streamlabs tracks all the data of people who tip me, and they hide it behind the scenes. It's not actively available for me to see, but they basically give you a big printout of here's the data so you can provide it to PayPal and other people if anything like this ever happens. So I could show, look, this guy tipped me 3 times under that IP address during the day. He said these 3 things on my stream. I gave shout outs. That's the transaction. That's, doesn't matter what he's saying on his end. It's bullshit. Here's the evidence, And so I've won a lot of these over the last couple of months. The problem is some of them don't get cleared up at all. They just sit there in limbo for months and months, and that's money, obviously, that I need and stuck. And sometimes I don't win. Sometimes they just say, well, we fought with the credit card company for 2 months, and the credit card company won't listen to us, so sadly, that's the end of it. You lose the money. And that's horseshit, right? That is horseshit. So it is what it is. All this is going on. And I'm nervous about today because I know this is a stream that's not a normal stream. I hope we can hit the tip skull and just relax, right? And have a good time together. And enjoy Mario and have some fun interaction and not have to worry too much about it. I love this positivity, the amount of support you guys have given me over the last 5 months. I want to do a very special vest celebration this coming Saturday. And I don't want the fact that because I mixed up the stream schedule a little bit to somehow throw a monkey wrench into that success that we've had, okay? I hope you guys are willing to hang out with me and have a good time today and not just turn off the stream because it's not a game that maybe is your personal preference. I promise you I'll try to make it entertaining. We'll have a good time together today, okay? Fair enough? All right, now let's talk about the schedule. Paper Mario on the first stream today, and as I said, Fire Emblem on the late stream. Okay? Tomorrow, the continuation of Nier Automata B-side run. The last 2 streams I focused in mostly on side content, and man, did that flesh out some very interesting story elements I was not expecting. All right? It actually blew my mind, some of the things that are happening in the story now. So tomorrow, I'm probably going to focus in on some story development, and I've actually heard the second half of the B-side story is very different from the A-side, so I'm very interested to see how this turns out, okay? That should be interesting tomorrow. Tomorrow night, Friday night, is going to be Throwback Street Fighter fun, my weekly Throwback Street Fighter stream. 2 hours of old school fighting games, as usual. Those usually do pretty well, so I hope you'll join me for that. Then Saturday is the big 250 Vest celebration featuring live Q&A, a live DSP Tries It, a live reveal, and some Fall Guys gameplay. Okay, so really good stuff coming up this Saturday. Fair enough? Okay. Then Saturday night, something very special and something I almost never do. I'm doing a Platinum Run stream. Platinum Run. Pretty cool, huh? This is going to be me playing Ghost of Tsushima and attempting to get the Platinum. I almost never do that. But I like the game so much, and I'm actually so close to getting the Platinum Trophy, that I'm going to be doing this Saturday night. It's going to be a 2-hour special stream of finishing up the final Mongol camps, finding the final fox dens, getting the final collectibles in the game. We have to find the other places to bow to, and then it's going to be a fun Platinum Trophy achievement. If I have time during that stream, I would not be opposed to live reviewing the game, but we have to see how long it takes for me to do the Platinum Trophy stuff. All right. On Sunday, we continue on with Nier Automata, and Sunday night will be my second Paper Mario stream of the week. That will be a regular night stream of 2 hours of gameplay. So if you like Paper Mario, you're in luck this week. There's a lot of it. And then on Monday, I'm starting something new. I don't know what yet. All right, here's my considerations. It's either going to be I do a variety of smaller type games over the next couple of weeks to end off August and early September before the new releases start. The big AAA releases, that is, like Avengers and Tony Hawk, all right? Some of the considerations of things that I'm thinking of doing. Battletoads, which is under Microsoft Game Pass. Tell Me Why, the new episodic game from Don't Nod, that's under Microsoft Game Pass. The Samurai Jack game. Or the Control DLC featuring Alan Wake. These are all things I'm strongly considering for content to balance with Nier Automata for the next couple of weeks, okay? Or, instead, we could do Batman Arkham City Remaster, right? And if we balance that with Nier Automata as the main stream, then you're talking probably playing it 2 to 3 times a week. You figure maybe about 20 to 30 hours of progress before the new releases hit. So it would probably be enough time to finish it, okay? Or get very close to finishing it. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited for this. I hope you guys are too, but I don't know what I'm going to do, all right? I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm debating what I'm going to be doing here. I'm going to think about it over the weekend. I'm going to take in your feedback over the weekend, all right? And we're going to go from there. Now, keep in mind, there's actually supposed to be a big announcement regarding a new Batman video game tomorrow. There's a big DC event, DC Comics event happening tomorrow, where not only are we supposed to get information on a new Batman game, but also we're supposed to get information on the Snyder Cut of Justice League, which everyone's been yelling for like 5 years, right? Or actually 4 years, because I guess it came out in 2016, or was it 2017? But anyway, interesting. We'll see what happens tomorrow. So that's my considerations for the end of the month. So it's Monday. We're starting something new by hook or by crook. I just don't know what it's going to be yet. I haven't determined that, but we are doing something new on Monday, all right? And then Monday night, it will be more Fall Guys. So that means we played Fall Guys last night. We're playing Fall Guys on stream on Saturday during the Vest celebration. And then we're doing Fall Guys again to end the streaming week on Monday night. So that's a lot of Fall Guys for the week. I'm listening directly to your feedback saying play more Fall Guys, and I'm giving you more of what you want. Okay? Oh, really? Am I off by a day? People are saying actually the event is on Saturday. Well, I was off by a day. I swear it was tomorrow, but I guess it's Saturday. Okay, Saturday we're going to get information about a new Batman game, and Saturday we're going to hear about the Zack Snyder cut. Okay, I was off. Son of a bitch. Okay. All right, so guys, that's the deal for the coming week. Of course, next week will be a balance between Nier Automata finishing up all the various runs and whatever I choose to be the new game to balance. There will still be more Paper Mario. There will still be more Fire Emblem. There will still be more Fall Guys. There will be Street Fighter. It'll be a fun week next week as well, for variety's sake. The big new releases start in September with games like Avengers, Tony Hawk, and I'm having a brain fart. Hold on. Okay. Avengers, Tony Hawk, the Outer Worlds DLC, WWE 2K Battlegrounds, and the Mafia Definitive Edition re-release are the major releases for September. There may be some minor releases in there too, but that's the major focus. And of course, October is full of games. Basically, till the end of the year, we're going to be chock full of new releases every single week. Okay? Okay. Ah. All right, I quickly blew my nose while I was up. Ugh. So there you go. Good stuff coming, okay? Outside of that, thank you guys for being so supportive with subscriptions this month. We already hit the subs goal for the month, and therefore you guys are currently voting on the type of gaming marathon I'll be doing in September. The choices are as follows: Indies Marathon, Classic Mario Marathon, or Rage-Inducing Marathon. Right now, the Rage-Inducing Marathon is winning, but it's actually, I didn't look this morning, but last time I looked, it was only by like 8 votes. So we still have the rest of this week into the weekend for you guys to vote. So if you have not voted yet on this marathon poll, I strongly recommend you do. Just a few people voting can completely overturn the whole thing. And then what's going to happen is over the weekend of the next week, I'm going to close off the poll, determine the winner, and see if there's any fake votes too, because sometimes I can see there's bot votes and shit. And once we determine the winner, you guys will possibly, if it's not the Mario Marathon, you'll be able to start nominating games for this upcoming marathon in September as well. Okay? Good stuff? Alright, but please vote if you have not voted on the marathon yet. Also, do not be alarmed that our subscriptions have dipped in the last 2 days. During my day off on Tuesday, we lost about 100 subs here on the stream. That's okay. It was because there was about 100 subs that were gifted back at the launch of Ghost of Tsushima a month ago. And because of that, you know, we were elevated for a while there, and they all expired. So FYI, you may notice, oh man, my sub's gone. You may want to choose to continue it. If not, well, I hope you enjoyed it. And it's fine that, you know, that we had a dip in subs. This naturally happens whenever a big sub bomb like that expires. And I knew it was coming because I knew Ghost of Tsushima was an exciting one when we started it, and I knew we were going to have that drop. You know, it was coming. That's why I'm glad we hit the subs goal before that happened. Okay. So, in regards to gaming news and the like going on today, there doesn't seem to be too much going on besides Battletoads. And I hate to say it, but the news is not very good about Battletoads. From what I'm seeing on the internet, number one, in a really insanely boneheaded move that I do not understand whatsoever, the game doesn't have online co-op. The game is a game based on teaming up with a team of toads, like, you know, it's supposed to be 3 toads, doing co-op beat-em-up gameplay and platforming and puzzles, and they don't have online co-op. Like, to me, that melts my goddamn brain. Like, what the shit? It seems like that's the reason the game would have been made, you know, and it doesn't have online co-op. That's freaking weird. In addition, from what I'm to understand, the game does not really play like classic Battletoads, even though it does have references to it and has kind of the same kind of attitude. Apparently, the game is broken down into mini games. Sometimes entire stages are just quick time events. And sadly, from what I'm hearing, it's not very long. One person said the longest it'll take you to beat it is 3 to 4 hours tops. And then you've seen the whole effing game and it's over. So, I'll be honest here. Being, you know, one of the games that I was considering that I was going to play in the next few weeks, this is not very positive news. At the same time, it's free under Microsoft Game Pass. So it's kind of like, my attitude is kind of like, if this were a game where I absolutely had to buy the game, and I was going to team up with people, which I was considering. It's supposed to be a co-op game. That's the point. I was going to look for people who maybe wanted to team up with me and play it. Well, you can't do that. You can only play solo unless you have a bunch of people over your house, which, by the way, you shouldn't even be doing during COVID-19. So the whole idea of the game is FUBAR from the start. Okay? Um, so, you know, the thing is, it's under Game Pass. You don't have to buy it, right? So, if I were to get Game Pass for the month, I would get Battletoads and I would get this Tell Me Why game under it. And it would make sense for me to get Game Pass for at least for the month in order to play those games. But I've also heard the game's not good. You know, like I said, a ton of mini games that aren't very fun, and it's only like 3 to 4 hours long. That doesn't sound very good to me. You know, that doesn't even sound like a game that holds more than one stream. And it's funny because I think a lot of people were expecting this to be like a full-fledged game, and they're like, "Are you kidding me? Like, this is what it is?" And some people are like, "It's another one of these disposable Game Pass games." That's why it's on Game Pass, because Microsoft knows no one is going to buy this game in their right mind because it's such a kind of a throwaway game. So, I guess that's it. I don't know what else to say. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. You know, when it comes to the game. So, I don't know if I'm going to play it or not. Even if we decide to do smaller indie things, I don't know if I would consider it, being that people are saying it's not very good. Okay. I guess we'll see. Alright. But anyway, that's really the only gaming news. I was looking at other news today. Really no other gaming news going on today. That seems to be the one major thing everyone's talking about. That and everyone's hyped to get more info for this new Batman game, which we don't have yet. It's supposed to be coming over the weekend. I thought it was tomorrow, but I guess it's maybe Saturday, so. Okay. So that's that. I guess now, folks, let's get to shout-outs. For those of you who have contributed, let's get some fun discussion going before we get to gameplay today. First of all, overnight, Only Eyes Coffee gifted 5 subscriptions to the channel. 1 to Gangster Egg. 1 to Zardoz Fan, 1 to Zerzer 1234, 1 to the Tom Willis Show, and 1 to the Worst Nurse. So congratulations to the 5 of you, and thank you Only Eyes Coffee for the overnight support. Then we had a guy who tipped a ton of times overnight, mostly dollars, but then he did like a $4 tip, and he's asking the most random ass questions. So some of this stuff I will address, and some of this stuff I have no idea what he's talking about. So I'm just going to read it, and I'm going to answer what I can. And what I don't understand, I'm just going to say, sorry, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Okay? So first off, he tipped $1.30 and he says, Part 1, I've been wondering what exactly the phrase is and what it means. I've heard the Bad Wolf and Rabbit Bun, who's currently playing Persona 3, saying this quite a lot of times. Feels Batman or it feels bad man. I honestly can't tell what exactly they're saying and why. If you happen to understand what they mean by that, please let me know. Feels bad man is a meme, right, that has to do with streaming. It has nothing whatsoever to do with me, nor is it Phil's Batman. If someone's saying Phil's Batman, that is not the real meme, and they've screwed it up. I couldn't even imagine what the hell that means. Okay. But that being said, I don't know who the hell you're even talking about. Okay? Then he says, speaking of Batman, what Dark Knight Trilogy movie is your best? I think everyone agrees it's the original Dark Knight is the best one. That, you know, Batman Begins is a good movie, but Dark Knight is much better. Dark Knight Rises is good too, but I do think the middle movie is better. Okay. Then we got a tip here. So, you know, here we go. It's $4.20. He says, don't take this the wrong way, but I want to let you know about Danganronpa V3 is on sale for $9.59. And think about it because it's going to get removed. That's right. So if you guys remember, in the viewer's choice poll, Danganronpa V3 was one of the choices, and actually at one point was leading the poll. All right? I don't know what happened that it dipped so much, because at first it was leading the poll, but then it kind of lost support. So at one point people were telling me, Phil, if Danganronpa V3, you want to get it right away because it has a giant sale on PSN, and then what they're saying is it's going to go off PSN forever. You'll never be able to buy the game digitally again, likely because they're going to start selling it in some kind of a collection. And being that you already own Danganronpa V1 and V2, it won't make any sense for you to buy the collection, because I guess what's happening is they're saying there's going to be a new publisher Like, the publisher who's publishing those games now isn't going to publish it anymore. There's going to be a new publisher who's then going to start selling the game in a collection or something. So, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, people basically told me, oh, Phil, if you want to get it, you got to get it quickly. Well, it didn't win the poll. I'm not playing it anytime soon, so it's not really a concern of mine. If eventually when I do play it, which I almost guarantee you eventually I'm going to play the game, when that happens, if I end up having to get it a physical copy somewhere off the internet, I guess that would be all right. I don't think it would be that big of a deal. I doubt it's going to cost a ridiculous amount of money. And at some point, they're going to start reselling the game. I really would doubt they're going to take this thing off PSN and then never sell it again. That doesn't even make any sense. Okay? So that's what I'm thinking anyway. All right, another tip. Again, talking about good wolf and a rabbit social distancing. What are my thoughts about pandemic affecting schools and social life? Listen, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I don't go to school. I have no idea how this is going to affect school. As for social life, my social life is with my wife, who lives with me, and we're not socially distanced. So it hasn't affected me at all. Another tip came in. It says, it sucks some classes are limited, and Bad Wolf is getting an attack. I don't even know what the hell this means. What does this mean? Then they say, what's your favorite Arkham game and why? Mine is Arkham Asylum because of the intense atmosphere and Metroid-like game progression. Arkham Asylum is great. If you remember, Arkham Asylum came out right at the beginning, 2009, I believe it was, the beginning of when I was covering games for YouTube. And that was the very first game ever where I actually took time off from my job, paid time off, to have 2 days at home to play the game at launch because I was so excited for it. And I do not regret that whatsoever. That was a super fun 2 days. I beat the game within like 2 sittings. It was such a great game at the time. The graphics were revolutionary for what was out at the time. The gameplay elements were great. Now, admittedly, it's actually not the best game in the trilogy. I think Arkham City is the best game in the trilogy, even though Arkham Knight's great too. The car mechanics, the Batmobile mechanics were fun, but they kind of took too much away from the rest of the game, I feel. I think Arkham Asylum was a great way to start the series, for sure. And because of the outstanding success of that game, they were able to go on and make a really awesome trilogy. But I think Arkham City is the best. It has the really awesome open world roaming, tons of side content mixed in with mainstream content. You really feel like Batman. You feel like this is Batman patrolling Gotham City when you play Batman Arkham City. So there you go. Another dollar tip, and again, I'm almost positive these are all from the same person because even though some of these are using different names, he keeps referencing things like this rabbit and stuff. I don't know what the hell this person is talking about. But he says a bunch of random shit about power outages in Connecticut. This is so weird. But then he says, what year is high school's most significant? Either the first or the last. Because the first year of high school, you're making social connections. You're establishing yourself of how your high school life's going to go. Are you going to actually dedicate yourself to work or just goof the fuck off and stuff like that? The last year of high school is where you have to actually start making serious decisions about your future. About, are you going to get a job right out of school? Or are you going to go to college? What colleges do you want to apply to? You know what I mean? Like for me, that last year of high school was super important and formative to the rest of my life. It actually was. So both the first and last year of high school, I would say, are super important. Middle years, not so much. They're kind of filler years. Now, let's see here. Now, I don't know if this is the same person or not. But again, another $3 overnight tip. And in reality, a lot of people say I've been attacking other streamers recently. I have not been at all. I've been stating opinions about them and observational facts about them that some people seem to twist into a negative, which I don't even feel is a negative. But allow me to address this person's tip and question honestly. Okay, here it is. To tell you the truth, I don't get it. My older cousin really likes to watch YouTubers like Ninja, Fred, and PewDiePie. Not that I disrespect them, but I just don't understand what makes them so captivating to watch. Why and how are they even popular? I don't know. Well, some people like a certain kind of content, Now, I can't speak to PewDiePie in the present day, but what made PewDiePie popular was actually acting like a cartoon character. He would say, PewDiePie! I can't even do it right now. Because I got so much gunk in my throat from allergies. But he would do high-pitched voices, he would scream at a camera and act like a sissy playing horror games. And this got him a giant following acting that way. Okay? Then he veered out to other kinds of games and doing basically being a variety gamer who wasn't great at games but ended up overacting all the time. Not only did that get him a giant following, but then other content creators literally copied his idea and became popular as well. I could probably name 5 different people who fucking directly copied PewDiePie and became popular just doing exactly what he fucking did. Okay? So, you know, that's his Fred. I would have to think, for those people who even remember Fred from a decade ago, this was a guy, you know, in his like 20s who would dress up like a small child, and I think he did voice changing. I don't know if he actually did, but, you know, basically voice changed to sound like a kid and acted like a kid and did very kiddie stuff in his videos. And he got virally popular on YouTube. At one point, now this was before the era of PewDiePie and everything, he was the biggest, most popular YouTuber. He was number fucking 1. And people who were actually working their ass off to put out content for adults were looking at this and were like, what the fuck? And he ended up actually, if I remember correctly, he quit YouTube to go do stuff for Nickelodeon. He made movies with John Cena and shit. And to my knowledge, he doesn't do it anymore. He made so much money putting out that stuff for little kids, right? That now he doesn't have to do shit. Now, maybe he does other stuff behind the streams, right? Or behind the scenes, excuse me. You know, but holy fuck, you know? What? That is some weird shit. Now, Ninja is a little different, I feel. Ninja is someone who actually was grinding to become a popular streamer for a very long time, and he found his niche in Fortnite. When Fortnite came out, it was like right place, right time, strike the iron when it's hot. This was a game that overnight became popular for being completely free and changing its formula from being a tower defense zombie game to open world open world battle royale style with cartoony graphics, customizations that little kids like, and building like Minecraft, like little kids like. So the game overnight became a sensation with kids, and he capitalized. He started, dyeing his hair, trying to look like a cartoon character, while actually grinding and trying to do well in the game. Not only did he become one of the best Fortnite players in the world, but because of the product he put out, he attracted tons of children and ended up becoming popular. But if you don't see my point yet, I think you're going to understand all of them attract children. That's the commonality between them. All right? Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. All right? I'm not. And some people seem to think that I've been saying there is. Listen, that's a huge audience. Kids are a ginormous audience. All right? But, you know, that's why they're popular. They made content that overacted, looked silly, acted silly, you know, totally trying to be almost embarrassing levels of behavior in order to attract children. And children are the people who digest their product, and children are the people who beg their parents for money to buy the microtransactions in the games and to buy their shirts and to buy their merch and to buy their stuff. You know what I mean? Like, and children are the ones who watch their streams and contribute with stuff. That's who they are. Now, here's the thing that happens. When you get that installed audience base and you're getting insane views from children every day, other people start to take notice. And as I've said, there seems to be this pattern on the internet. Once something is popular, it doesn't even matter why it's popular. It's now viewed as mainstream popular forever. And now all of a sudden people start to take it seriously, right? So, Ninja is a guy who plays Fortnite at a competitive level, right? And acts a little silly on his streams. Got quite high popular because the game is so popular with kids, and all the kids watch him and think he's a celebrity. Now he's talking about going to Hollywood and doing TV shows and movies. Like, what? Huh? Who wants that? Did anyone ever ask you to go to Hollywood and make a show? Kids like to watch you play a video game on the internet. It's a difference. And it kind of reminds me of PewDiePie thinking he was going to do all this stuff like that. Oh, scare PewDiePie and all that. And he did all these shows for YouTube Red, which doesn't even exist anymore. And, you know, did it get virally popular? No. No one even talks about those shows. And then he ended up misbehaving and saying words he should not have said on his streams, and YouTube canceled all the show. Disney even terminated their contract with him and everything. But this is just, you know, see, this is my point. These are people who, they get popular on the internet, and this is an anomaly. We're still in the bubble of this stuff just starting to happen, where people actually are legitimately getting popular on the internet because kids like their content. Then they get mainstream attention because they are giant profitable content creators. Not necessarily for the quality of the content they create, but they get notoriety for the popularity they have, right? And then all of a sudden they think they're going to explode into something else. Now, very well, Ninja may go to Hollywood and may actually get a following there. Who knows? In fact, I think his Dr. Disrespect says he's working on an actual ongoing television show. More power to these people. More power to these people if they get popular that way. But the answer to the question here is, why are these people popular? You watch their content, you don't understand why. It's because their content isn't for us. This content is not meant to be digestible content for adults looking for meaningful, insightful content. It's content that's made to be fluff. It's a joke. It's an ongoing character they play. They will act over the top. From what I don't understand, PewDiePie doesn't even do that anymore. I guess PewDiePie just kind of is himself now, and that's why he does things like YouTube news and shit, which, in my opinion, is even worse than the fucking stuff he was doing before. But what can I say? That's my opinion. But, I mean, that's what I mean. It's not meant to be digestible, intelligent, meaningful content for adults. It's meant to be fluff screaming for kids. You know? It's literally a cartoon character, and that's why it's digestible to children and why it gets popular. All right? And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I don't know why people think that. I think that just because that's not what I want to be doesn't mean I think it's bad. I'm just saying it exists, and this is why it exists. That doesn't mean it's bad content. It means it's content for a certain audience, of which there is a giant base of people who want that content, right? So what's wrong with that? Nothing. All right, continuing on. Now we actually get the people. Well, actually, no, we don't. Never mind. Golden Colts did some cheers overnight. Thank you, Golden Colts, for the 2 cheers overnight. Okay? And Timbo also cheered and says, played Battletoads all morning. I love it so far. It definitely brings back the moments of the great old games in the franchise. It would be a shame if you bypassed the game. I think the stream would love it. I don't know, considering I've heard it's a 3-hour game. I'm not exactly sure. And most of it's mini games. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe I will play it. Maybe I won't. We got to see what happens this weekend, what I decide. Okay? Now we get the people who actually contributed during today's stream. We start off with your boy Bob, who subscribed to the channel for 44 months. Thank you, your boy Bob, for a 44-month resub. That's a lot of support. I appreciate that. Knows Nobody did a 100-bit cheer to get the cheering started today and says your streams are the best. Thank you, Knows Nobody. I appreciate that. Let's get that up on the leaderboard. Where's my... Oh, here we go. There we go. Bluery Line 7 has resubscribed for 6 months and says, howdy, I cannot stay for the stream, but I want to activate Prime since I forgot to do that sometimes. Hope everyone has a great stream. Thank you, Bluery Line. Good to see you, at least for when you were here. That was an hour ago, though. So you're probably not here anymore. But thank you very much. Rob on Wheels did the first tip of the day, which was a $5 tip. And he says, it was a chilling final episode of Batman Season 2. Boy, I love that green-haired son of a bitch and Harley. Yes, I remember. It was quite good, if I remember correctly. That Season 2, the way it panned out. Although, admittedly, it wasn't solely focused on Batman so much as the supplementary characters. I should say supporting characters, not supplementary characters. I don't know why I said that. Supporting characters. They kind of took the spotlight of that season, I feel. But thank you very much for the $5 tip and getting that started. And sorry you couldn't watch that on my channel. I don't know, again, why YouTube took the videos down. Probably copyright issues, I'm sure, over the years. Nothing I could do about that. Sick motherfucker. All right, did a 50-bit cheer. Now, here we go. I can't wait to read this ridiculously stupid thing. You ready? I don't even have to read it. I just glanced through it, and I know it's stupid. But I will give it a chance. Ready? Can you clarify something for me? The other day you criticized streamers for playing a character and not being genuine. Only a few years ago you were insulting game devs and trashing games, making constant racist and sexual jokes, drinking and getting belligerent on stream. Was that the real you, or were you playing a character? All right. Here we go. First of all, that wasn't a few years ago. I haven't drank and gotten belligerent on a stream since the days of Fallout 3. That was a decade ago. Okay? But this is what people like to do. They like to take a moment in time as if it, again, life is black and white. No one can ever grow or improve, right? And you think that because I'm laying down a criticism in 2020, that criticism is not valid because of something that I did long in the past, okay? Wrong. What that shows is that you are a very immature idiot, and you don't understand how fucking anything works. You don't understand that people can grow and change for the better. I have mentioned so many times over the last few years that I have changed myself as a content creator and a person to become more mature, to become better quality content, that I'm not going to do over-the-top, stupid, sexual jokes, racist jokes, that I've purposely improved myself over the years to realize that stuff's not valid. That was lowbrow stuff that I used to do back in the day, back when I didn't really care about doing this for a living. I thought the whole thing was a joke. I didn't realize that something that you said or did on a stream could actually impact people. I thought, and I say a stream, what I really should say is a YouTube video, because back then it was YouTube videos, not streams. But I thought the whole thing was a joke. The fact that anyone cared about my content, that anyone watched my stuff. I never took my popularity seriously. I always told you guys I never viewed myself as a celebrity, even at the height of my YouTube popularity. I never saw myself as any better than anybody else. I never thought that anyone took the shit that I said and did seriously. So I would purposely say ridiculous, over-the-top shit when I played games for shock value, and people loved it. It was a different time 10 years ago, right? Over the course of 5+ years that I kept doing that, people told me, Phil, you really got to cut it out. Things are changing for the better now. You don't have to be that lowbrow kind of guy. We like you for who you are. We like your honest opinions. We like you to kind of grow up. And for a long time, I was obstinate, and I was very stubborn and didn't want to change. And then I would say over the past 3.5 years, when I became a full-time streamer, and I started talking to you guys more and more on a daily basis about topics, not only personal, but, you know, professional topics about things going on in the news, things going on in the gaming industry, things going on in content creation, I started to realize that actually having meaningful conversation with insight and you know, us actually learning from each other on a daily basis with the stuff we talk about was way more meaningful and interesting and fun to me than sitting around being an idiot making a sex joke about someone's big dick or something. You know? Who cares about that shit? That's so immature and stupid. And, you know, listen, I am firmly of the belief that the only way that you can ever learn from the past is to acknowledge that it happened and publicly admit when you were wrong and to learn and grow from it, not to shove it under the rug and stuff like that. So all of my content from the past is live on the internet and always will be. I'm never going to pretend like that stuff didn't happen. I'm never going to pretend like that stuff doesn't exist. All right? But you will know and notice if you look back at the stuff from 10 years ago, even up to 5 years ago versus today, there is a dramatic difference. I have definitely changed in the last 3 to 4 years to be a better person and a better content creator, and you won't find that kind of lowbrow stuff on much of my content anymore. Maybe every once in a while you take the stab at a silly joke, but mostly I don't do that stuff, right? Most of the enjoyment of my streams comes from the natural enjoyment of games and the conversation that we have during said gameplay of games. Just being honest. So, does it mean that because in the past I made sex jokes and some racial jokes, okay, not racist jokes, because that's just stupidity. It was racial jokes. Generalized racial jokes are not racist. You're just an idiot if you think that. You're another simpleton. But does that mean that because that stuff happened in the past, that means that I never in my entire life will ever have the ability to criticize anyone else ever? No. Only a dumbass simpleton thinks that. So, sick motherfucker, in response to your question with this cheer, here's how I can clarify it. You are a dumbass simpleton. All right? You are incredibly stupid that you don't understand how anything on this planet works. Maybe someday you actually will become wiser and more mature, and you'll understand that people can change for the better, and that things are not absolute. The world is not black and white like you apparently think it is, and people can improve over time. All right, and that's what you got to understand. And, you know, asking really dumb questions on a stream like this is not a good look for you. It makes you look very, very stupid. Just being honest here. You know, you could have phrased this a million ways that would have made way more sense, but instead you decided to be insulting. And so you can fuck off. You're an idiot. All right, thanks for the cheer. Polish Fraga resubscribed for 4 months in a row and said, you know, I stay glowed up. Shout out to all my young Fragas in the chat. We already know what's going on. All right. Well, thank you, Polish Fraga. Nose Vacuum cheered and said, did you want to play Battletoads with viewers? If I was going to play Battletoads, I would probably attempt to play it with viewers. Yes. But now I can't because they don't have that option. So there you go. Knows Nobody did 100-bit cheer. Says, do you still play Minecraft? No, not currently. It's not that I'm never going to play it again. Minecraft is definitely a game that I enjoy, that is fun, relaxing, and very creative, the stuff that I've done in it. And I definitely want to get back to it. You know, they had that big update earlier this year that changed the Nether and has all these different environmental things in the Nether. And I just don't have time for it right now. I'm doing too many playthroughs. You know, I was playing Minecraft at a time when I was only playing like 2 major games, and then everything else was chill streaming at night. Instead, now we've got 2 major games plus 2 plus other games as ongoing chill streams. You see, like, it's crazy. I gotta start finishing shit up. And quite frankly, I have to stop taking on too many lengthy RPGs, because now we've got Fire Emblem, we got Paper Mario, and then I'm committed to playing Divinity Original Sin after Fire Emblem. And at this point, I'm just not doing it anymore. Like, I'm laying down the law and saying there's no way we're going to be doing more of these lengthy RPGs with the current climate of the way things are going. All right, so it sucks, but it is what it is, I guess. The Dark Side Child to the $1.30 and says, the Good Wolf, again, I don't know what these references mean. The Good Wolf wants me to ask about your thoughts with 1960s Batman. Are you mean the Adam West Batman? I think it's very campy fun. It's not to be taken seriously. It's campy fun. I actually used to watch the series a lot when I was a kid, and I thought it was entertaining. Also, will you consider playing a Spider-Man 2 on original Xbox? I hear it's backwards compatible to Xbox 360, similar to Scarface. Maybe. People have always said that Spider-Man 2 from the original Spider-Man movie trilogy was a great game, and I've never played it. I would consider it if people wanted it. Lastly, Scarface versus Godfather, and why? If you mean the movies, Godfather. It's not that Scarface isn't a good movie. It is, but I think Godfather is just better. If you mean the games, Godfather 1 I never got to play or finish because as I was playing it, or was it Godfather 2? Now I can't even remember. I know I was playing them and YouTube shut me down. That was, again, 10 years ago when YouTube had these weird criteria of what was allowed. And they said the game was too adult-oriented, and they flagged me for community reasons, and the videos got taken down. Which baffles me, because to this day, you know that they would allow that today. They've very much changed over the years. So, I don't know. I don't know. I can't answer that. What I can tell you is I don't think I ever suffered playing a Godfather game the way that I did trying to do the drug delivery shit, drug distribution shit in Scarface. So, maybe that means something. Knows Nobody did 100-bit cheers. Says you need to watch Black Myth Wukong gameplay trailer. Okay, I never heard of that. Black Myth Wukong. I'll have to look that up. Knows Vacuum cheers. Would you play previous Battletoads with the viewers? Wait a minute. I already did a full playthrough of the previous Battletoads. Don't you remember? It came out digitally like many years ago and even had the rewind feature. And I did a full playthrough of it. So, Eternal Napalm cheers. Says people like you and me who work and pay bills know what taxes are always coming and always need to get paid. What's up with people wondering why taxes must always be paid? Taxes don't stop. Don't people get that? Eternal Napalm, the people who don't understand that, it's 2 groups of people. It's either kids who literally don't pay taxes, so they don't know what the fuck you're talking about, or it's people who, like, have retail jobs. People basically have jobs where that stuff is just automatically kind of taken out of paycheck to paycheck, and you never really see it. There's people who've been working 25 years and don't understand taxes getting taken out of their pay. It's just true. They just don't. It just happened automatically by the government, so they never understood it. So, also, and from what to understand, in other countries outside the U.S., taxes are done very differently than they are here. Here, you have to ongoing pay them all year long, while in other countries, apparently sometimes it's like yearly. I don't know, but that might be what it is. Okay. All right, let's continue on here. Ugly Tuna Roll tipped $1.30 and says, "How do you manage your mood on streams? I know some days I get in a crappy mood and unfortunately I'll take it out on people. How do you manage?" Well, it depends. First of all, I'm not perfect. I'm not. There are days, I have bad days, and sadly I will act in a way that I'm not proud of. Mostly because of things, usually behind the scenes, you guys don't even know about. In general, on days when you see I'm in a pissy mood, it usually has nothing to do with what's going on the streams. As I've told you guys, usually, the streams are a way for me to kind of get a release and relax a bit. It's usually financial shit or trolling activities behind the scenes that are fucking with me that piss me off. And that sucks, right? Everyone has a bad day. I'm not perfect, but what I try to do is I try to separate that from what I'm doing on a stream. You know, just because something pissy is going on behind the scenes in my life, what I try to do is come and talk with you guys and have fun, honest, interactive streams where I can unplug from all that stress that's going on, you know, behind the scenes in my real life and try to have a good time here on the streams with you guys. It's not easy. It's definitely not easy. There are days when I feel shitty for various reasons. I just said this to my wife this morning. I said, I have this ongoing feeling of anxiety in the back of my head because for years, all right, I was in financial turmoil. Like, I was living paycheck to paycheck. I had to do special emergency streams to raise funds to make payments for things and stay, you know, and not violate agreements that I was in. And it was really effing bad. It was to the point where every month my bank account was getting overdrawn on a regular basis. I had so much stuff going on behind the scenes, and anxiety built up in me as a regular thing. Like, there was nights when I would not sleep because I was nervous my bank account was going to get overdrawn overnight, and now I couldn't make payments that week. You know, that's how bad it got. And now, this year, things are different. This year, because of your support, because I'm being very honest with all of you, because of the vest streak and everything going on, things are good. Not only have I lived up to my obligations now this year for everything behind the scenes, but like I said, if things keep going as good as they're going, which I hope it keeps going, it looks like I could probably afford one, if not both of the new consoles. It looks like maybe I could do some improvements to the business. I would hope by the end of the year. If not, maybe next year. You know, I'm actually considering these things, right? And that's amazing, positive. And again, I want to say thank you guys so much for the support this year. Has been outstanding and amazing. But I still have the fucking anxiety. Like last night, right? I went to sleep. And I swear to God, in the back of my mind, subconsciously, overnight, I had these feelings like your bank account's going to get overdrawn. You're not going to be able to make payments. You're not going to be able to buy stuff like groceries this week. I was having all these horrible thoughts in my fucking head. And I woke up this morning, and I'm like, that's not my situation anymore. This year's different. This year's good. But I can't get those fucking thoughts out of the back of my head, you know? So what I need to do is I need to take those crazy anxiety thoughts and not let those rub off when I'm putting out an entertaining stream for you guys. And it's tough. You know, it is. It's very tough to be an entertainer, which is what I am. Let's face it. You guys come for entertainment every day. It's tough to be here when I have these feelings stuck in me and to have those not come across on a stream. But I do my damn best. You know what I mean? I do my damn best to be entertaining for you guys and stay positive. And really, it's you guys and the positivity you provide for me, the nice interactions and conversations we have and everything that make this special, that make me feel better. You know what I mean? It's really only when I'm with my wife, I have a blast. I have so much fun. We have such a great life here together. I'm not thinking about negative shit when that happens, you know? And when I'm on stream, I do my best to enjoy and have a good time with you guys. I would say it's really like I said, it's the subconscious that gets me. It's the subconscious thought, the anxiety that's always kind of there, a big lump that won't fucking go away. It's tough, but at the same time, you know, people tell me the streams are meaningful, and a lot of times they say, you know, yeah, you have a bad day, but most of the time you come across as a positive guy. That's what I'm striving for, okay? It's not easy, but I work to improve every day. You know, it's a living, organic, growing, positive thing. Captain DCW tipped me $15. He says, actually, my birthday on Saturday. Can't wait for more Paper Mario. Well, first of all, Captain DCW, early happy birthday to you. I hope you have a good day on Saturday. I don't know if you'll be around for the streams on Saturday. You know, we're doing the special 250 Vet Streak celebration if we do get there. Among other fun things. You know, the Platinum Run. The Platinum Run in Ghost of Tsushima, which I almost never do. So if you can come by, great. If not, I hope you have a good day on Saturday on your birthday. And thank you for the support. That is the biggest tip of the day by far. I appreciate that. The Maniac Cop cheered and said, what is your favorite Batman game of all time? Batman Arkham City. Absolutely Batman Arkham City. The Dark Side Child took another $1.30 and says, which Danganronpa game did you like the best and why? The Good Wolf likes the second game more, while I prefer the first. What age is the rabbit bun? I'm curious. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. What? What? I don't know what that means. I can answer the first half. I think Danganronpa, the first one, was the best one. Because I had no idea what was going on in the game. No one knew. It was just a crazy ongoing mystery. And even when the game ended, it was kind of like this weird cliffhanger ending that wasn't clear cut. And it just kind of really wondering, what the hell did I just play? But I liked that ongoing murder mystery kind of plot and everything. The second game wasn't bad, but it kind of just made it even more zany and crazy. And then you realize, I don't think this game is ever going to have an explanation. It's just going to go along with its own world of zaniness. So I enjoyed it, but I don't think it's as good as the first one. Nose Vacuum cheers. I'm skeptical about the green screen. I doubt you would bother with it. Could you please stop teasing a green screen? What do you mean by that? Bother with it? It's not a big deal. I know how to do green screen stuff. I've done it before. I would just have to figure out how to do a chroma key deal here in OBS. Which I don't know how tough that would be. I think there's different chroma key plugins you can get for OBS. But the actual setup of the screen, they sell green screens now, specifically for streaming. So as long as I just had a chair that fit here much better than this couch does, potentially it would be pretty easy to set up the green screen. I would just have to get it to work with OBS properly. That would take a while. I would say getting the green screen set up and activated, not so tough. Tweaking it to make it look good over time, probably going to be an ongoing process. At first, I would almost guarantee you it'll look like shit. And you're going to see, like, it's not going to look nice and clean behind me. You're going to see, you know, artifacts and shit, shadows and stuff. We'd have to work on it to get it to be, you know, better over time. But, you know, we'll see. Again, you know, this all depends on how this year goes. I say number one priority is getting the new consoles. That's, you guys want me to put out content with the new consoles, that's number one. Then after that happens, see how things go for and see if I can afford these improvements. But I gotta get rid of this couch. This fucking couch is a piece of shit. Anyway, Knows Nobody Cheers says, which console do you think will be more powerful, Xbox, Sex, or PS5? I don't know and I don't care. I seriously don't give a fuck. Seriously, I just don't. I don't care about the hardware in them. I care about the games and how the games perform on them. That's it. I don't care if you got what generation of processor, how many cores, RDNA, and whatever the fuck any of that shit means. I don't care. Just give me good games. I don't give two fucks about the hardware inside. Maniac Cop cheers at all the guys out there getting, and then he said this abbreviation someone else said on the stream yesterday. So immediately I know this has to do something with probably a detractor stream, so I'm just not going to fucking read it. Algorithm did 100-bit cheers. Everything about making a weekly highlight show. When I miss out, I have to watch detractors to catch up on the lore. It can be biased. I used to do weekly highlights. No one really liked them. In 2016, the year that I did the edited content on KO Gaming, I did start a weekly highlight series, and they got almost no views. Like, maybe at the most, 5,000 to 10,000 views. And I was putting in hours of work to do them. So I stopped doing them. People said, we'd rather have you do other kind of content. So I did other kind of content. Cousins Ventures, I think what he means by not bothering with the green screen is that you have no intention on getting one. Well, that's not true at all. They're actually cheap. They're not even expensive. They're not expensive at all. And I've always told you guys that the problem is there's no room for one behind me because I've got a giant fucking couch I'm sitting on. Once I get rid of this couch, okay, and I clear up all this space behind me, and I just get like a chair, there's going to be way more space to do stuff behind me and set it up. I think you guys are grossly over exaggerating. Like, it's not that, but it's more of an issue of removing this couch and getting a replacement chair and then buying the green screen, setting it up, and working with it to get it to work. And I can't do that right now, you know. So anyway, Knows Nobody cheers said, I'm all out of bits. All right, well, thank you for the cheers this morning, Knows Nobody. The Mandalorian, subscribe to the channel. Thank you, The Mandalorian, for the sub. I appreciate that. Okay. Also, Guitar Player 1939 just resubbed for a whopping 49 months of support. Thank you so much, Guitar Player. Awesome. Thank you. Now, shout out to the top cheers of the week so far. The week is still young, by the way. We still got all weekend long. We got a tie for 9th place between Ring Dude and Ninstar Room. Then we've got Timbo Slice, who is in 8th place. We've got Metalhead and Sweaty Man JPEG tied for 6th. Eternal Napalm is in 5th. Mature Adult is in 4th. RPG Fan is in 3rd. Sambuca's in 2nd. And Only Iced Coffee is currently in 1st place. Thank you guys for the cheers this week. Also, thank you to those who have gifted subscriptions to the channel, including the following people. Guitar Player 1939, who literally at this moment just gifted a sub to Brian. Congratulations, Brian. Thank you, Guitar Player, for the support. Lunaba, Ultima Cloud 7, Jose Martinez, Honest Fan, and Selpress, who all gifted a single subscription to the channel. We also have Only Iced Coffee, who gifted 10 subscriptions to the channel. Thank you guys for the support this week. I got another dollar tip from Darkside Child. And he's talking to random people who I don't know, and I'm not saying this. Dude, I don't know who you're talking to. They have nothing to do with my streams. I'm not talking about these people. I don't even know who the hell they are. But I will answer your question between the movies Godfather and Scarface. Why is Godfather better than Scarface? I don't know. I just feel like it has a more robust story, better casting, with more interesting characters overall. Scarface is a great movie, but I don't know. For some reason, I just feel Godfather's better. I don't know. I just feel that way. I would enjoy watching Godfather over more than Scarface. I don't know why. Just my personal preference. Okay. Alright, guys. So, let's take a very brief break here. I actually have to run and get the Switch because my wife was playing Animal Crossing this morning. So I'm going to run and get the Switch, use the restroom quickly, come back, and we're going to start up with Paper Mario. Again, a couple quick things because some of you were not here at the beginning of the pre-stream. Number one, today's Paper Mario. I know this is weird, but I'm doing it to clear up time for Fall Guys at night. I hope you guys understand. Okay? I hope you'll be supportive of the stream, right? Even though it's not an action-based stream, which is what I would usually do on these earlier streams, okay? We're going to chill. We're going to have a good time. We're going to try to finish up Chapter 3 today, and I hope you guys will interact with me and have a good time. Thank you for your support already. We're already a quarter of the way to the tip skull, which is very nice of you, okay? All right. I shall return in a few minutes. Thank you, guys. See you in a few.